Hello. Okay, so I know it's been a few weeks since I've made a new video. Life just happens like that sometimes, but I recently got some new inks, which if you've been watching my reels, you saw these. And I was trying to decide if it was interesting enough to swatch inks for everybody else to see, because it's something that I like to do just for fun. So I hadn't made a video yet, but I had a few people ask me if I would swatch the ink. So here we are. So first I will tell you where I got them, why I bought them, and just kind of how I plan on using them. So first of all, I bought these on cultpens.com, and a lot of times they'll run really good sales. So one time I bought a bunch of these diamine ones that were, or diamine, how do you say that? I don't know. That were this 30 ml size. They had a bunch of them once on sale, and I bought a ton that time, and some other full-size bottles. And then I hadn't bought any in a while, and I was trying to make do with the inks that I had, but I saw that they were doing buy 5 bottles, get one of them for free. So of course I hopped on to see what they had, and this is what happened. So anyway, I started out by buying some of their bigger bottles of colors that I felt like I could use for a lot of different things, or that I could mix, or whatever it was. I was trying to fill gaps. Previously, this is how I've been swatching, and I'm going to change this up, and I don't know if I'll do it on this video because it might get too lengthy if I try that right now, but I was doing this where I just did a little swatch and then I wrote the name next to it, but I've run out of room, and I've already written on these other sides of the pages, and sometimes it's kind of annoying. This is like my catch-all book. I write every kind of random doodle, or just random stuff comes in here, so it kind of feels random that it's in here. So my plan is, I have this B6 size notebook, which it looks funny right now because I tried sticking something to it, some patches, and they came off. This is from Wonderland 222. I don't know if you've used any of their notebooks, but this I think is the perfect size. It's only 96 pages, so I think what I'll probably do is, I like how they're kind of sectioned off. I'll probably do a big swatch, maybe with like a Q-tip or something, and then I'll do like a glass pen and then a fountain pen, and then I'll probably do like a little doodle with it, just so I can like really see the full qualities of that actual ink, because I feel like this is not really helping me sometimes. I fill up a pen and I go to use it and I'm like, oh, that looks completely different than it did on there. So anyway, needless to say, I'm not going to do it in here today just because I feel like I want that process to be really neat and organized, and that would take me too long. So I'm just going to open a new page in here. So I did swatch some of these a little kind of a messy way, so I'll show you those, but I'm also going to swatch a few right here so you can see something that I was doing with them yesterday that was really fun. So right here, these were my big bottles. That was the Summer Sunset. It's a really cool color. I guess my camera's over here. It's like, first when I opened the sepia and the sunset, I thought that they were pretty much the same color, and I was kind of bummed that I accidentally did that. But now that they're swatched next to each other, I can see a pretty big difference. That's definitely more of a brownish color, and that has more of a, what would you say, pinky undertone? I don't know. It's like a pinkish brown. It's kind of a fun color. I guess you could call that terracotta. I don't know. Whatever you feel like calling it. And then this was the Jug of Sangria, which I love their random blends that they make. I think they always have fun names on them. So that's the Jug of Sangria. It's kind of a muted color. I did all of these with a glass pen. I might dip my, let me see, where did I put that glass pen? I might dip a fountain pen in some of these inks, because I do feel like sometimes my glass pen doesn't give me the same qualities as my fountain pens do, but this is the one I used. I've noticed that, let's see, I have another, well, I have some more glass pens around here, but for some reason this shape works better for me. The ones that are longer and skinnier, I feel like they're really scratchy and they don't hold a lot of ink, but this one did really well, and it was a good deal. I actually just bought a bunch more because I have a neighbor who's getting interested in this kind of stuff, so I wanted her to explore, so I bought a pack so I could share them with her. Anyway, and then so some of these inks, this one, so a couple of you asked about, this is the scented ink, and it does smell. I don't know if I would say it smells like lavender. Let me smell. It definitely has a lavender, it has a lavender smell, but if you use, you know, organic essential oils, you're not going to think this smells like lavender. It has almost like a soapy kind of smell, but I am really curious to write a letter with this and send it to somebody that I know, a sister or something, and then have them open it and tell me if they can smell it, because that was kind of the appeal, just for fun, something different. And this is what it looked like right here. It's like a really cool purple color. I guess that's more of like a bluish purple. Again, that was, I think I had too much ink on my glass pen. It kind of globbed on there. And then this one, I don't even know if I feel like saying the name. I know I'm going to botch that name. Rohr and Klingner. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I know that I'm wrong. That actually turned out really cool too. I don't know where those blue dots came from. That one's a really cool ink. I don't have any of this. I like to add different brands. I have so many diamine inks, but it's because they're always a good deal on Cult pens, and I love how they write, so I end up buying a lot, but then I like to add in new inks here and there because that's fun. So I'd never tried this brand either, Dominant Industry, and oh wow, they have some really cool glittery ones on there that I want to go back and get. Like, I wanted every color they had. They're really cool. So for this time, I just got this one. I wasn't quite sure what I was getting when I got it, but it's like a really pretty pale purple color. And then it almost sheens with a little blue around the edges. So it's really, that one's really pretty. So I'm curious, this one wasn't listed as a sheening or anything like that. So I feel like if this one looks cool like that, then the ones that are actually listed as ones that sheen or glitter will be really cool. So, and then I bought this. These were all the same. Let's see. Yeah, these were all in the same vein or the same listing. And you can see, look at the glitter on the bottom. That looks so cool. I'll show you. I actually put this Muddy Puddle in one of my fountain pens because it looked really cool when I swatched it. So these, I think these were like, well, I don't know. I think they all ended up, once I did my total and then I divided it by the number of items I got, I think it made everything in here like $6 or $7. So that to me is really crazy. That was hard for me not to put more in my cart. So anyway, these look really cool. You get like a yellow gold, an olivey kind of gold, and a more of a copper kind of tone. So those were right. This was the Muddy Puddle that I really liked. Can you see how it's gold? That's really cool. And it's like a grayish blue undertone. And then the other ones were, where'd they go? Oh, here we go. Oops. There's the Maple Leaf, and you can see the gold in it. They all have the Murky Bucket has a silver in it. And again, I don't feel like my glass pen picked up on that very well, but the Maple Leaf, you can see the gold. So those look really cool. And then something I did with these other ones, and you might think that I'm funny. I'm sure that you will, but I bought these for the color. I don't like the names of them, and it's just me. It's my own personal preference. These were listed under the 7 sins, and that does not, that's not something I really care about. So I don't like the names of these. And I understand they were just making different blends, and that's something they were doing. That's fine, whatever. Some people would like that. I don't. So I'm actually going to put a new sticker on the front of these, just because, again, I don't like those, but that's okay. I bought them because of the colors. Like, look at all of that glitter. So cool. So much glitter in there. So those, I'll show you when I get in here how I renamed them. So I think, well, I kept Sloth on there. I'm just probably going to put a little sloth sticker on there, like Animal Sloth. But can you see how it's, oops, sorry, how it's sheening like a bluish red color? And again, I can get out my glass pen. I'll show you a couple of these. And then this one was the Envy, I think, and I named it Emerald Coast. And then this was the Pride, and I named it Purple Grape. And then this was the Wrath, and I named it Wreath. That one's like a green with a red over the top, which I thought it looked like Christmas, so I named it Wreath. And then the Gourd, I think that one was Greed, maybe, or maybe that one was Gluttony. Yeah, that one was Gluttony. I named it Gourd just because it looked like a pumpkin. And then this was the Lust, and I named it Love. That one's super cool. Let me see if I can pick that. Yeah, can you see that it's picking up a pinkish red sheen? That's really cool. And then this one was, oh, this one was the Greed. I thought this was going to be more of like a yellow gold, and it turned out to be more of like an olivey gold, which that's fine. It's still a really cool color. So those were all the ones that came. But then I have a lot of other inks like you just saw on that previous page, and I want everything to glitter, and I didn't want to buy tons and tons of ink. I was trying to be good. This was me being good. So I bought these, which I saw there's another company that does this. I'm sure there are more. I can't think of what it's called all of a sudden, but they make, I think it's called Wear and Ghoul. Is that how you say it? They had that on there and I almost got those, but those were $16 a bottle and these were $8. I mean, $8 before the discount. And you can add them to your ink. So for me, I was like, wow, I have so many flat inks that I wish would glitter. So this is a good solution because I think you only put 2 or 3 drops of this per 5 milliliters. So these would go a long way. So that's what these ones do. And I'll show you, I tested these out a little bit. So what I did was, this one I mixed, I'll show you the ink here in a second, but I mixed Tom's Gold and Diamine Bored Banana, and then I added the gold one to it. It gets really glittery at the bottom. I added the gold one to it, and it still kind of had more of a brownish hue, which is something I find with the Tom's. And then I added it just to Bored Banana, and it had more of like a yellowy, goldy hue, and then I added some silver up there. And then on this one, I added green, and this light's not picking it up at all. Last night I could see it when I was using natural light, but I put some of the green in the flamingo pink. That one looked really cool because they actually have one on their website right now that's a really hot pink and it has the green glitter, and I wanted it so bad, but I was trying to be good, so I just got the green because I knew I already had a pink that I could add it to. And then this one was the, oh, here we go. That one here in the corner, that one's the Diamine Earl Grey and the No More Gray Skies, and I added the silver to that one. And I feel like, let's see if I can get this to pick it up. It looks really cool. Like, well, this isn't picking it up right now, but it looks like one of the gray ones that I really wanted that had silver in it already. Again, I didn't buy it because I already knew that I had gray ink, so I thought I could just add silver to the gray ink I already had. So what I did to mix those was, let's see, let me move this little thing out of the way here. Okay, sorry, I had to I had to move a bunch of stuff to get these out. So I bought these little glass vials. I know people use the little tiny plastic ones, but there's something about ink being in glass that I really like. So this was where I mixed. So I poured the Bored Banana, the Tom's Gold, and this gold glitter in here. And then I just dipped my glass pen in here. I guess if you were using a fountain pen, I mean, maybe this isn't the right height. Maybe that would pose a problem, but you know, you can get creative. I did actually dip one in this one. This is the one where I mixed the No More Gray Skies, the Earl Grey, and the silver. These are a great idea. These were like $5 for a pack of 12 on Amazon. So I just bought these. I'm going to have to get more because I was having a lot of fun experimenting, but this is where I put the green inside the flamingo pink, which it doesn't look as green as the one I was eyeballing on Colt pens, but for now it'll be okay. And then this is the one that I did just Bored Banana, silver, and gold. So it's really fun that you can just make up your own. I'm going to make little labels so I don't forget what I did. Right now I have it written in there. But I love that you can just make anything shimmer, but you don't have to dump it into your whole bottle. Like you could ruin your, not ruin, but you don't have to make your entire color sparkly, because sometimes I don't want it to sparkle. I mean, I usually do. I love sparkle, but that way I can still keep this flat and then just pour this into one of these if I want to and add some green. So, I mean, sorry, some glitter. I definitely want to get, I think I didn't get 3 of their colors, which looking back, I don't know why. I already have a cart queued and ready for whenever I get back on there one of these days. I'm like secretly hoping the sale will end so I don't feel tempted to go back and buy the things that I left in my cart. So I'm going to show you a couple of these. Let me move this out of the way so I can get a notebook up here. And I'll show you the fountain pen. This is the one, this is a medium nib. I wish I would have put it in a broad just because, you know, you can really see the sheening when you do that. But this is my, this is just a Jinhao 159 with a medium nib. And this one I did Muddy Puddle. So let's see, I'll pull the camera closer here in a second once I get this written down. And I'll show you how it sheens. It's just, I love that it's a really, I don't know why, I really love gray inks. So I love that this one's really gray and then has that gold. I just feel like that's a really cool color combo. So that one's a Muddy Puddle. Let's see here if we'll be able to get the sheen on here. Can you see that? Yeah, you can see it. I mean, the ink is still wet. I wrote it in one of my journals. Where did I write it? Let's see if I can find where I wrote it in here. Like up here at the top, you can really see that. That's the muddy puddle. So it's like a gold, I mean a gray with a gold. And I just think that's really a fun combination. So I'm really excited to test a bunch of these. Just like make a bunch of different color combos, because the options are endless with those glitters and all the different colors that I already have. There's just so many things you can do. So when I'm swatching, and I'm sure if you're somebody that does this kind of thing, you do this too, but I'll just show you what I was doing last night with my glass pen. I'm just dipping it in here and then just swatching. So this one was flamingo pink and did I say, oh yeah, the green, flamingo pink and green. It's a really cool color. If you know a really amazing glass pen that you feel like has a really soft nib, or do they all feel a tiny bit scratchy? I mean, obviously the more ink I have, the less scratchy it is, but if you know of a glass pen that has a really smooth writing experience, or you just really love it, let me know, because I'm always on the hunt for something like that, like something that I just always want the writing experience to be good, even if I'm just swatching ink. But sometimes like I actually use this because you get so much glitter. Let's see, do I have a napkin here? Yeah, on this thing. So anyway, those are those inks. If you have any questions, let me know. I have a bunch of other inks I could swatch too. I mean, I know you saw them in there. I think what I might do is when I go through here and swatch these in here and show all the characteristics, where I used a glass pen, cotton Q-tip or something, the fountain pen, the drawing with it. Like once I've done that in here and I can flip through, I'm also going to put, sorry, I'm all over the place. Where did I put that? Well, it's okay. I can't find it right now, but I have a little, one of those little mini card things, you know, that are on the ring. I'm also going to swatch them on there so that I can just toss it in my fountain pen ink bin, and then if I'm not looking through that book, I can just flip through them and compare them next to each other, because you can clip them off the ring and stick them next to each other, where that would be a lot harder if you were trying to do this with your inks or something like that. So anyway, that might be another video if you're interested in that. I could swatch. I will be swatching all my inks, not just the ones I bought, but also the ones I have in my drawers. And I also have some other inks coming. Some other inks coming, a brand that I'd never heard of, but they were really glittery and they were a really good deal, so I bought those. I will be showing those on my reels in the next couple of days. I think that they're coming today. So I will be swatching those, my current inks and the inks that just came. And yeah, that's what I have. So anyway, if you're interested, if that sounds interesting to you, for me to do a whole video where I swatch it out on my notebook, if that'd be fun to watch, then maybe I'll do that with you guys. I just didn't want it to get too long and crazy. So anyway, that's what we've got. We've got a lot of shimmery inks, some flat inks. I will say real quick, these inks on Colt pens are such a good deal. These, even when they're not on sale, they're like $9 and you get 80 milliliters. So that's a really crazy deal, because I have some inks, I think these are 50 milliliters, maybe, let's see, 45 milliliters. These were like 22 a bottle, I think, and then I have some that were like 14. I have one that was 30. You know, you can spend a lot. The ones that were more expensive were usually gifts from my husband, but or different people that know I'm obsessed. So, but for me, when I'm buying, I want to buy a lot at once because that's exciting for me. So I highly recommend this company. I actually think they're in the UK. I could be totally wrong, but it came really fast, all things considered. So yeah, they're great. And there are a million colors that you can get in this big bottle. So anyway, that is that for the day. If I missed something, or if there's something else that you would like to see or swatch or do, let me know and I will post another one for you. Bye.